that special moment has arrived. The moment of felicitating our honored guest, Shri RVSKK.Rangarao garu.
Most importantly, our host today of this wonderful program was Prakash garu, my good friend Dr. Apparao garu, Pravakar garu, Prasadarao garu, the faculty, management, teaching and non-teaching staff of Sri Prakash, and the wonderful budding photographers, the musical band, everyone, one and all, and the other guests. Let me express my sincerest gratitude for inviting me here for this wonderful program and being part of this wonderful day, sharing my passion for wildlife photography, which I picked up at a very young age due to my father, who himself was a very good photographer. Before films, there used to be slides. So right from the 1950s and 60s, he shot thousands and thousands of pictures. And I come from a place called Bobbili, which means Bobbili, which means a big male tiger. So maybe the love for this wonderful national animal of ours runs in my blood. And my father introduced me to nature at a very young age. When I was studying in Chennai, for the summer holidays and winter holidays, which were for a longer duration, we used to come to Bobbili. But for the September holidays, which was only 1 week, my father used to take us to the South Indian jungles of Mudumalai and Bandipur. And I saw my first tiger in 1985 when I was 5 years old on the Ooty-Bandipur main highway. Later, from 2010-11, when social media sprung up, seeing photographs of tigers, we knew tigers in only two ways. Either it would run away on seeing us, or it would come and kill us. That's how we were brought up. But seeing so many tigers on social media, various behavioral patterns, in various poses, slowly that inclination of visiting national parks grew. It used to be an annual pilgrimage for me. From 2016, when I picked up wildlife photography as a passion, we started visiting more often, and I was lucky enough to be blessed of documenting more than 300 different tigers in the jungles of wild India, in South India, in Central India, and Northern India. And believe me, I still haven't visited all the national parks, all the tiger sanctuaries of our great country. The tiger is perhaps the most majestic animal in the whole universe. And we are very lucky as Indians to have it in our country and to have it as our national animal. The grace, the beauty of its eyes, face, and its whole body texture is something that cannot be described in words unless you see it with your own eyes. We have had conservationists from the 1930s whose vision and foresight, who predicted at that time that there is going to be a high, steep increase in population and the jungles are going to be cut. and we will face a dearth of space for our wild animals. He was Mr. Jim Corbett. We all know Jim Corbett as a hunter, as a person who saved thousands of lives when he shot dead many man-eating tigers and leopards in Uttarakhand and UP. But he had a lot of vision where in the 1930s, he prevailed upon the government to declare a protected area for tigers and the natural habitat there and the animals there, which is now known as the Jim Corbett National Park in Uttarakhand. But what his prediction was true, and as shooting a tiger for the various royal families, for the British nobles, for the British rulers, and many other wealthy Indian families, shooting a tiger was a prized possession in their lives. So right from 40,000 tigers to the 70s, we came down to less than 2,000 tigers in the wild. That was when our beloved Prime Minister, late Shri Indira Gandhi, launched Project Tiger in 1973. But for her initiative to launch Project Tiger, maybe this generation would have never seen a wild tiger, and the wild tiger would have never been our national animal also. Thanks to her efforts that day, now we are thriving with a population of more than 4,000 tigers in the wild. But still, though India has the capacity to produce more tigers, unfortunately, we don't have the carrying capacity of jungles. Because tigers are territorial animals. They have a fixed territory. A male or a female, when they have a fixed territory, the survival of the fittest holds good in our jungles, in our life. So when a weaker tiger has to move out of the area and there is no place for it, it comes into villages where eventually we and the tigers cause harm to one another. So, as a preliminary introduction to my tiger journey and the greatness of this animal, we'll start with my presentation of the various tigers I have photographed in the various jungles of India, and also other herbivores which I will showcase to you. Every tiger has a story, but the important ones I will try and explain to you. I will not waste your time. I just hope you enjoy the beauty of this wonderful and majestic animal. Start. We are starting off from a national park called Tadoba in Maharashtra. It is in the Vidarbha region of Maharashtra near Nagpur. I will be showing these photographs with names. Just as you call your friends and relatives by names, every tiger is given a code name and a nickname. And I have seen her as a cub when she was a 3-month-old cub in 2011, and she is the most photographed tigress in whole of India. Her name is Maya. She is a very, very, very beautiful tigress. When I saw her as a cub in 2011, we went in May. So there was a water body. The family used to hide behind the thickets. Because of the hot water, the forest department used to bring water tankers to fill in the water hole. On hearing the sound of the tractor, because of the heat of the sun, the water would be very hot. So the tanker water would be relatively cooler. So whenever the tanker used to come, the family used to come and drink water. They used to come behind from the jungle. One day Maya, the forest department guard, was holding the pipe and leaving the water. She came and caught hold of the pipe. I still remember The forest department guy ran and came and sat in our gypsy. It was a young cow. That is the emotional attachment we have with Maya. She is the most photographed tiger. Anybody who come, thousands and lakhs of people who come to Tadoba want to see Maya. She is an absolute showstopper and one of the boldest and most photographed tigers in India. Next. This is a tiger cub on an Indian gaur kill. That's an Indian gaur. Their mother, the Kwani female, killed it. And you can see the claws. Can you see the claws? Usually they are embedded in the soft pad. But whenever a tiger wants to rip someone open, wants to attack, with a muscular movement, with an intravenous movement, it brings out its claws. Next. This is a very ordinary photograph, but it was actually sitting beside the road. Suddenly it started raining. Once it started raining, you can see the raindrops. The tiger was looking at the rain. Next. She is a very aggressive mother. She is called the Kon Patil female. She has a history of killing 2-3 people also. She has contributed to the gene pool of Tadoba. Next. This is the Matkasur male in the winter habitat. You can see the fog behind. And this is a photograph in October. He is one of the my favorite males and one of the most photographed male tigers in India. The Matkasur male. Next. He is the biggest male tiger I have ever seen. In the Kolsa region of Tadoba, his name is Shiva. He was very, very shy. Agarwal sir, I shot this with a 400 mm and 2x converter because he wouldn't come close. He was very shy. So I had to shoot him with a 2x converter. Next. It's the same guy in that habitat. Central Indian habitat. Habitat chupinchu. That's the Central Indian habitat. Next. Same thing. Tigers sniff the air a lot because for any foreign substance, any enemy substance, kill or another tiger, that's why this is a very common expression among tigers. They sniff the air and their sense of smell is phenomenal. So this picture is of a tiger sniffing the air. These are 2 siblings. It rained heavily. That's a village road. These 2 are village siblings. In the background, pointer made bettu. Those are bikes actually. Village people on bikes and 2 tigers here on the road. Next. She is another very beautiful female from Tadoba. She is called the Junabai female. Her eyes are brownish, which is very unlike Tadoba tigers. Very much like the Kanha tiger, but she is a very beautiful female called the Junabai female. Next. She is called the Rajmata of Kolsa range. She is the Hirdinala female. She mated with one of the legendary males of Tadoba called Shivaji, whom I wasn't fortunate to see. She had 2 cubs, one male cub and one female cub. When those cubs they grew up, that's one Hindi movie released, Bunty and Bobbili. So those cubs were named that. She is a very beautiful female. Next. Same female, one winter morning. Next. This is a male tiger called Rudra. Very handsome guy. His name is Rudra. Next. This is a tiger shot in the night. This was on the Jeep lights with very high ISO and very low shutter speed. This was shot at something like 50 or 60, sir. This is a tiger shot in the night. Next. This is a tiger family. This is called a roadblock. It's a mother and her 3 cubs. That's the Kuani female and her 3 cubs. We were blocked. The safari time got over and we couldn't go out. They blocked the road for a good 3 hours. Next. He is a very handsome guy called the Taru male, who we got a unique picture of him. Next. This is how the tigers, when they come out into the open, our eyes have to be very sharp. That's why there are very good guides and drivers. Wilderness guide provided by the forest department. We were all watching elsewhere. Suddenly the guide said, "Sir, tiger dekho." The female just came out of the jungle and was looking at us. Next. This was one winter morning, an unforgettable day. This is the youngest tiger cub I have ever shot. Maybe only 2 months old. The tiger cub is only 2 months old. I have never shot. The cub was very scared, was hiding behind the mother, but the mother, being a bold one, prevailed upon the cub to come out into the open. Next. This is the leopard shot in Tadoba of a young leopard. Next. This is another picture of the famous Matkasur male. That day he walked for a good 3 kilometers. 3 kilometers. We had to keep reversing. He was walking on the road. This is the picture of a cub. A unique picture because it's eye level. Zoom out. That's a tank bun and the cub is walking on the bun. Next. This is how tiger tourism is. You see the gypsies? We all go on gypsies, on open top gypsies, and we photograph the tiger like this. Have any of you gone to a tiger sanctuary here? And how many of you have seen a tiger? Great. No, in the wild, not in the zoo. In the wild. Very nice. This is how lakhs and lakhs of people see tiger in the jungles of India. Next. This is Maya carrying early morning breakfast. That's a wild boar for her cubs. She walked 2 kilometers just to bring that wild boar. You have to understand how great a mother every tiger is. Good morning, everyone. It was a unique experience. It was a pleasure and a privilege coming to Sri Prakash Vidyaniketan in Kapulupada. I would like to thank Vas Prakash Garu for inviting me to this wonderful institution through Dr. K.V. Apparao Garu. The talent of the children nowadays is something unbelievable. What we used to do in 12th, children now are doing in 3rd and 4th. The mentality of the children has just changed by leaps and bounds, and the institutions have harnessed that talent in the children to that extent that not only are they being made to dub the academics, but a lot of extracurricular activities. The paintings of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose ji were absolutely fantastic. Not only the beauty of the painting, but also the particular instances, be it the training of the Indian National Army or the various public addresses of Netaji when he was in the Indian National Congress, and the various conglomerates, the meetings of Hitler, really depicting the life of such a great freedom fighter who unfortunately didn't reach the heights our country would have expected him to reach because of his untimely disappearance or death, whatever history, whatever we take it. And I'm very happy to know that such a leader's greatness was showcased in such a beautiful way, like photography and the musical band. It was just even the children put even the professional bands to shame. They performed so very well, and it's so nice. It's we didn't get the feeling that we were coming to an educational institution. It was some sort of a what can I say? I cannot describe in words. I think more than a teacher-student relationship, here it's a father or a motherly affection towards the student of the management that has made this institution so well and this program such a grand success. Thank you for inviting us, and best wishes for the future.